Well, this was a sour way to end what had been a fun challenge. It was a bit long, a bit dull, but had fun moments. We had this big confrontation towards the end when Yasmin accused DEJON of not being fully dedicated to exploring other connections with girls in the villa. And of course, it kicks off with Meg, Yasmin, DEJON, and Billykiss, as Billykiss reveals that DEJON had said to her that he was open to exploring connections, but of course, he says that more when Meg isn't around. Of course, Meg doesn't like. I gotta say, there is something very strange about Meg and DEJON's relationship, and I think the trouble is the other islanders are picking up on it, and I've definitely seen a change in DEJON over the last couple of episodes. He's just changing a bit. He seems to be getting a bit colder, and I can't work out whether he really does like her or not, or whether he's just putting up with her because it's getting him quite far in the programme. But I don't like the way Meg responds to Billykiss. And then DEJON attacks Billykiss and saying, "Oh, is this your 5 minutes of TV fame?" To which Tony rightly replies, "Hey, we're all on TV." Tony knows the score. You're all on Love Island. You're all going to get some sort of fame off it. So don't accuse someone of being hungry, partially at least, for some sort of fame from doing Love Island when you yourself, DEJON, are on the programme for the same reason.
I would say maybe Connor, least dedicated. I'm going to go with DEJON.
Okay.
Because, again, I don't feel like he's explored any other romantic connections. Happy?
Okay, do what you got.
He's just agreeing.
The Superman we think is the most dedicated is Connor tonight. You could have easily played it safe and stayed coupled up with Alima, who you were really close friends with, but you didn't. You took a risk on love, and that's clearly the reason why you came here. The islander that we thought was the least dedicated was DEJON. I don't feel like you've dedicated yourself fully to the whole experience. I think you've only dedicated to getting to know one person.
I just didn't know when all of a sudden it come a problem when in one woman.
Like, there's other girls in here, like Billykiss, for example, who picked you to go on a date because she obviously was attracted to you.
He clearly doesn't want her. He doesn't have to.
Well, he didn't say that. He didn't say he didn't want me.
Well, okay, but he clearly doesn't want to speak to you because otherwise he would have pulled you for another chat.
Well, I think his words weren't saying that.
If you were dedicated, you'd actually take the time to explore other connections and then you'd know what you had was real.
Yeah, but I'm dedicated to Meg. I'm here to find love.
If you're dedicated, then close things off.
Yeah,
It's that
exactly.
simple.
You don't need to tell me
It's
what to
not up to you guys. We will decide ourselves. Thank you
No,
very
but
much.
you say
But I can
you're
close
open.
things off whenever I want.
You say you're open, and then when she's not around, you don't act like you're closed.
To be honest, I don't care about any of your opinions.
You don't care.
I know what I want, and that's Meg.
Then
And
close
that's
things
it
off.
then.
That's what I'm saying. Even in the date, when I asked her, you open and do you want to get to know me? You said yes.
Please, Billykiss, you're just like,
What do you mean, please?
is this
Billykiss?
like your 5 minutes of TV or what? I don't understand why you're still going on. Like,
Y'all
just,
love that line. Get out of here. We're all
5
on
minutes
TV.
of what?
We're
5
all on
minutes of
TV.
what?
Don't be like that.
You don't want to hear the truth, which is why you're acting sour.
That's a crazy comment
It's the
to make
truth.
because at
If
the
you
end
don't
of, can you
believe
let
that.
me speak?
Yeah, go
At the
on.
end of the day, we've been together from the start. He's had a lot of testing here. Just let us do our thing, and no one needs to tell us when to close things off. We will close things off when we're ready. Just like I don't need to be in any of your business. We're in our own, and that's that.
love it, baby girl.
Fight for love.
That's great.
What, Jenny?